Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Casual Planeswalkers new series where we will be looking at new cards coming out, maybe some old cards, and deciding how much fun they're going to be using a very, very scientific method of holding our finger up to it and saying, does that look like a card that's fun or not? Anyway, with me today is Brad,
Hello.
who clearly agrees with my litmus testing abilities. I, Well, I don't know how else to describe what we're going to be doing other than far from scientific, but just as a reminder, if you do enjoy videos that we're producing, please like and subscribe at the bottom of the video right below me. If you want to see more stuff, let us know if you want to see something different. Let us know if you disagree with us. I love to know where I'm wrong. Let me know.
That's
Today,
true, he
though,
does.
nothing quite like being wrong. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Today, though, we have basically, Brad found this card, and it's pretty cool actually. It's one of the new Guilds of Ravnica cards, and it's the Impervious Greatwurm. It's a 10 cost, 3 green and 7 colorless convoke creature that's also indestructible and is a 16/16.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing not to like about this. It's a perfect card. It's a giant creature in mono green, one of the two best colors in all of Magic, and it encourages you to play lots and lots of creatures and really big creatures. So I think it's just a perfect fun card.
In fact, I think there's some who say it's the ultimate answer to intrigue and subtlety.
Yeah, there are some who say that. Yeah, it's just super fun. I mean, if you're like me and you love to have, lots hordes of little green creatures around, or just like find a way to trick out some giant monster from the graveyard or something, then this is a perfect addition to any fun, stompy casual deck. I mean, I don't know about its competitive value, but it's
Oh,
definitely fun. I could definitely see it in lots of different types of decks, commander decks, and Reanimator. Definitely. I mean, what do you think about drafting this thing?
ooh, drafting it. Boy. Uh, I think it might be a little bit tricky to draft. Uh, I would love to draft it if I could think of any way. I mean, if you're drafting Selesnya, I know there's some Selesnya cards, even with the new. I feel like Green White has always been kind of like the redheaded stepchild of Magic guilds. Selesnya
Mhm.
was far from overpowered in the original Ravnica set, and I don't really feel like, at least in the core set, that we're really getting anything too crazy. I can't think of any of the cards off the top of my head, but there was one. They've got a couple token generators, but again, it's that same situation where you're paying a lot. So if you manage to get all of the right stuff in place, I think maybe you could do it. But in general, you might want to caution
Pretty tough.
against it. I don't know. I mean, it'd
Yeah.
be hilarious once you did get it
Yeah.
out. I mean, drafting, it's indestructible, so have fun.
Although in the first, we this is our second time recording this video. In the first version, we were talking about how it is indestructible, but it doesn't have any evasion.
Yeah.
So it gets blocked all day long by just like another Selesnya deck with any random token. So I mean, he's impervious. That is true, but maybe not so threatening to certain types of decks. That's why I mean, there's probably some like sneaky combo things to do with the 16/16, and even at 10 mana, that's actually not too bad for a 16/16. To be honest, that's a pretty good deal.
Indestructible. I mean, it
Yeah.
it sure beats a lot of other stuff out there that's, you know, I mean, if he gets through The key is to get him through. So if you can give him some sort of evasion, um,
Right.
I think you've got a chance there. Some sort of well, I mean, more than likely, if you're playing him, you're probably going to be in somewhat Selesnya colors. I don't know that he. I mean, I know if you're playing him in green black, you're rolling with some sort of reanimation type spell. I don't really see much other. You know what though? I don't know. You
Hmm.
might be able to do something really funny with like Goblin Storm, maybe type idea. No,
Hmm.
like I'm thinking like a hilarious
I don't
empty the
know.
warrens, but yeah, green mana. I'm thinking green red here. Like trying to think if there's some way you could like
Well, yeah.
swarm
So
enough, but you're probably already
I was
winning
think,
at that point usually.
yeah, I was thinking of Pandemonium,
Oh,
um, which is when a creature's into play. It's
yeah,
a red enchantment that says when a creature comes into play, um, I think all creatures take damage equal to its power or something like that.
yeah,
I think that's what the deal is. I'm looking it up at the moment, but whenever any creature comes into play, that creature's controller may choose to have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player. So yeah, that would be like that's kind of a fun combination with Impervious Greatwurm.
yes. And pulling an
So
image up for anybody who's not familiar with the card.
yeah, we're talking some older cards. We're kind of new back into Magic after being gone for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. That
So
it could, but again, the problem that I'm thinking here with it is that you're still in a situation where if you're getting enough creatures out to convoke it, you probably dang near got them dead.
right,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
that's true.
I don't
I
know.
can see it being a very, very cool commander deck for sure. If you have lots of
Yes.
little token generators or elf deck type thing,
Well, and another
I can
thing to bring
definitely see
up
it.
before I forgot to turn on the video recording software, in case anybody's wondering, that was 100% my fault. We're recording this twice. It does throw back to one of the greatest sort of Selesnya worms ever created, and they're probably, I say Selesnya worms just because greatest worms in my opinion, but it happened to be in Selesnya, the Autochthon worm,
Hmm.
which we discussed
Yeah,
previously was a 15 cost. I think it was 3 green, 2 white, and 10 colorless, if I'm
that's exactly
correct.
it. Yep.
Yeah, that sucker's burned into my memory. I was like, yeah, I remember many a night sitting there staring at my magic cards piles going, all right, there's got to be a way I can do this. I know there's a way I can do this. I'm gonna get it. Like, believe me, I spent way too much time trying to find a way to put that card into something that didn't suck. Um, One of the best combinations I was able to come up with the Autochthon worm was Pariah's Shield. That was a fun
Yeah.
5 cost, and I have it up already because we've already said this in the last video. A fun 5 cost artifact that you equip for 3 that all damage dealt to you is dealt to equipped creature instead. Absolutely hilarious for your opponents. And absolutely really fun if you're rolling with something like the Impervious Greatwurm. Mainly because the Impervious Greatwurm is indestructible and you've just shifted all of your damage over to an indestructible creature. Is this a cheap mechanic? Absolutely not. Should you do this competitively? In no circumstances should you ever consider this competitive. But if you pull it off, you have laughing rights. You can laugh absolutely at every one of your friends as they stare at you and cry and feel that little tinge of jealousy over the fact that you just got a 16/16 indestructible to soak up all your damage. And you know what? They can chump block all they want. Yeah, he doesn't have anything, but guess what? You're going to grind this game to a halt, and you're going to win eventually. And that's what matters in casual games.
I mean, if we're talking casual and more like legacy vintage type formats, it's pretty easy to throw a rancor on Impervious Greatwurm. Make him even imperviouser and greater.
I feel like if you're doing that, you're gonna run into swords to plowshares. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's like a. I feel like we've got like a arms escalation where we're continuously running into a question of like how much escalation versus like I don't know. Swords to plowshares was a wonderful card that if anybody is allowed to play with in their casual group, you have a wonderful group of people, and they really don't. And you're not really stopping much there. Good luck. Probably have a lot of turn two wins if you're playing with cards like that.
Yeah,
But
we like to keep it casual at the Casual Planeswalker, you know? We like to think of silly and fun things to do. Um, yeah, in I guess as far as I'm concerned, I would just love the opportunity to it'd just be so fun to play this card. Just to see it hit the
yeah,
table.
I
It would
mean
just be pure joy.
that's the real kicker right there. At the end of the day, you want to just go, hey, got that right there for you. Have yourself one of those. You like worms?
Yeah,
There's a worm for you.
love worms.
Jelly worms, sour worms.
All worms. So I guess we're always wondering what do you think about this card? What do you think about Impervious Greatworm? What clever and magical ways could you think of abusing its abilities, or what kind of decks would you use it in? If you have any clever ideas or thoughts or comments on the card, just drop them in the comments below the video. We'd really appreciate it. We will do our best to um, respond
Absolutely.
in a casual fashion because everything's casual at the Casual Planeswalker.
Woo! Even the dress code. You see this? T-shirts.
Yeah,
I'm in the
yeah.
office right now. The
And
office suit.
I am not real. I'm just a voice in Joshua's head.
Yeah, having some technical difficulties with the video today, but fret not. That will be solved soon. You guys will be able to see Brad's beautiful face soon enough. Hopefully.
All right. Anything else to say about Impervious Greatworm?
I don't have anything. I agree with everything stated above and give it the casual thumbs up.
Nice.
I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.